I don't think I only watched it maybe like half of it or something.
Yeah.
I did see that it was released, but I kind of didn't really pay
Yeah,
much
someone
attention
shared
to
it
it.
on Facebook. I just scrolled by it quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, where do you guys want to begin? There's a lot to.
How about the theory that Luke might be a gray Jedi?
I mean,
I think it's more so Rey.
yeah.
Oh,
I think
really?
I think it's more Luke is the last Jedi, and that's why he's like, yeah, there's a light and a darkness, and then there's a balance. I think he's talking to Rey, like, you got to be the balance.
Wow, that'd be interesting. Yeah,
That's pretty much what I predicted from the start.
yeah.
Like, to be honest, like, I have an entire prediction for the entire series. I know how it's gonna end. Like, it's not even a prediction at this point. I'm just certain that that's how it's gonna end.
How's it gonna end, Travis?
Okay, well, we'll do that at the end. I want to give my prediction at the end. So, you guys go ahead and discuss like at least the first part where she's like, doing the fin breathing thing while I take care of this quick.
Yeah, it was interesting to see her like starting training with the Force and with the lightsaber thing. I thought when I saw the whole thing with like some of the gravel that was coming off the ground, I got like a bit of a Man of Steel vibe from that.
Dude,
honestly,
how about, I think I tagged you in it. Did you see someone edited in this trailer to the audio of the first Man of Steel trailer?
no,
Oh,
but
yeah,
I could probably almost guarantee that
Dude,
I know what it would
is
look
the
like.
it is the perfect fit because even like in that one of the opening shots, and it comes up to the island, it's like there's an island. Can you see it? Like, it is so fucking perfect,
Yeah.
like perfectly lined up. But yeah, I definitely do see what you mean with the Man of Steel vibe with that coming up.
Yeah.
That was just one of the moments I was like, oh well.
I do,
all right.
however, feel like most trailers they have certain beats they need to hit, so that's why they're so similar.
Yeah.
You can even see like I posted a video that was like the Force Awakens trailer and the Last Jedi trailer like put together, They were
Yeah.
side by side, and they were basically exactly the same.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. But that one shot with Kylo Ren and his lightsaber, I thought that was pretty cool.
My boy, Kylo. Dude, I got 2 Kylo Ren T-shirts. I got like a Kylo Ren. What is it?
All right, do you guys
Elite
want to just
series?
Yeah.
What's up?
do you guys want to go through this trailer step by step and really break it down?
Yeah.
We'll start with the first part where it's her on the island training with Luke, doing all that good stuff.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna get a decent amount of training in this,
Yeah,
which I don't really want to focus too much on because we did get that with Empire with
Yeah.
Luke.
it's gonna be Empire. You know that, right?
Yeah, I was hoping that there would be a sort of time jump that would sort of jump into the back end of her training,
right.
so we would see a little bit of it, but not the whole thing. But it looks like, I don't know, we still might get that, but it definitely looks like we're gonna get a decent amount of training in this movie because pretty much every shot we saw of Rey or Luke was on the island.
Yeah.
And then I think the next thing we see is Leia at the control console.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
talking about the light side. And now, when he says the dark side, is that Vader's helmet all torn up, or is that
I think
Kylo's?
That's
I think
Kylo's
that's
helmet.
Kylo's. Yeah, that definitely.
I think that's supposed to
Kylo's.
symbolize that he's no longer. I think that's to symbolize that he is no longer relying on covering his face. Like he's out in the open now. Like he's fully bearing his scars,
I was
literally and figuratively.
I was hoping he'd get a new mask.
I don't think he's gonna get a new mask. I think it's gonna be just him out in the open. He's like I said, fully bearing his scars, just literally and figuratively.
Yeah, I was hoping he'd get a new mask to sort of cover up the scars because of that. And I don't know, I like the look of him a lot better with the mask.
Well, yeah, because without the mask, he looks like a preteen. With
He
long hair.
he looks like a cross between Anakin and Luke.
Yeah.
So I can definitely like, I'm fine with the way
Yeah.
he looks outside of the mask, but I just think when he has the mask on, he's just that terrifying villain, and I think that also has to do with the way his character is. I feel it's when he has the mask on, he has this other level of confidence because he sort of hides behind. He feels like this monster from inside this mask,
Yeah.
like Rey says in The Force Awakens.
I do want to talk about the one shot where it's Rey's hand on the ground and the
Man of
rocks are
Steel
lifting
looking
up.
shot.
That really awesome shot. I think that's really interesting because it's really showing the progression of her powers a lot.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how all that pans out with her, using and, how she's going to use the Force to be able to fight off, the freaking new Empire. So it's gonna be interesting to see that. And have you guys noticed the things that they say, like the little hints that they say in the background? Like you can hear, like
You can hear
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
You
that's
hear
what I'm saying.
Obi-Wan say the dark
The
side.
dark
right?
side.
Yeah.
And like, where is that? Like, it looks like, is that like in the cave? It almost looks like, with like a thing of light coming through, and like it looks like Rey's studying the whole light side, dark side
Yeah.
balance thing.
No, it's right before that. It's when they're looking at the mask, and she says the darkness while the mask, in the trailer anyway.
No, I'm talking about in the trailer, that shot right there that you've pulled up. That looks like
This
it's
is
like,
where the books are.
yeah, it looks like that. That looks like it's like in the cave of the island,
Yeah,
with like the light shining through. That's a really cool shot.
yeah. This is where the knowledge is of the original Jedi, and I think that's what Luke has been studying this whole time. Actually, I read a theory that someone thinks that, well, obviously someone, probably a few people think that one of these journals is the Book of the Wills, which would be, you know, the original Jedi
Yeah.
doctrine, basically. So that's what he's studying, and that's why a lot of it is basically just her learning all this doctrine that Luke learned as well.
And he had a lot of lines in this trailer.
Yeah,
Luke.
thankfully.
He had more lines in this trailer than he had in the entire movie of The Force Awakens.
Sure. I really love this. I call them drone shots because they're aerial footage, but these I
Oh,
love
the training
the
with
drone
her
shots where
swinging
she's
the
training with the
lightsaber.
lightsaber and she's like swinging around. Like,
Yeah,
like
and I think right up on that ledge there, you can kind of see what looks to be an outline of BB-8,
Huh.
sort of sitting up on that ledge. Like if you look, you gotta look like really, really closely. It's right up on that edge right there.
did BB go with her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, BB-8 did
It's
go with
right
her.
up on that rock ledge. You can see it. You can see the circle, and it sort of looks like a smaller circle on top of it. If you really zoom it in, you can really see that it looks like a BB-8 outline.
Right.
Well, I mean, she did bring. I think it was.
She brought Chewie and BB-8.
Yeah. I
With
did.
her
And
to
didn't
the
she bring
island.
R2D2 also as well?
No, R2 stayed back at the base.
could.
I thought she brought R2.
No,
Yeah,
she
I could've
definitely left him
sworn
back.
she
I
did.
remember that because
I could've
I was
sworn-
mad that she didn't bring R2 at the
I
end.
could have sworn that she brought R2 and not BB-8. I thought BB-8 stayed with Poe.
That might be true. Yeah, no, he
Um,
did because remember in this trailer, BB-8 is with Poe
Yeah,
in the hangar.
yeah.
So
So
yeah.
that so I don't think it's BB-8 on that shot, but
But
it,
she
it
definitely brought
looks
R2
like-
with
it's probably
her.
it's probably R2.
It's probably R2. It's just angled weird,
Yeah.
or he's like
Yeah.
behind.
What do you think, guys? Think of these new ships that have the red dust flying out?
The
of
red
back?
dust. I thought that looked so cool.
Yeah, it really reminds me of the X-wing shot from Force Awakens.
Yeah, but
A
they're
lot.
like it's almost looks like they're what is that? Do you think it's like a chemical gas they're spraying?
Yeah, something like that. It's got to be a chemical gas.
'Cause you can
either,
see
it's either
underneath.
that or it's literally just an arm that's rubbing against, like basically like they're using the arm to like keep stability, like keep it up
Yeah.
in the air. Like
It looks underneath that it's spraying down.
yeah,
It almost has like that 10 Cloverfield Lane vibe to it
yeah,
with the chemical spray.
I agree. But I like that when you see it, you can see that they're flying towards what we are now going to see as AT-ATs. We're finally going to see the First Order AT-ATs.
Yeah. Or AT-AT.
AT-AT. They're AT-ATs.
I didn't even see those there.
Yeah, if you
Yeah, that's like really quick. It's the shot of the ship coming down.
Yeah.
In the background there, you can see the AT-ATs.
yeah, they're all
Lined up.
there.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Yeah,
interesting.
so this is literally going to be Empire because this is where they introduced the AT-ATs in Empire as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And then
and
obviously
then they
we get the shot of Finn there.
yeah, you get the shot of Finn and he's
I'm-
still recovering from his wounds.
Yeah, he'll definitely be awake in this movie, and obviously they're
Yeah,
gonna.
there's actually on-set photos of him awake and
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
they're definitely
movie.
gonna utilize John Boyega.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that they didn't tip their hat to that in this trailer. All they showed of him was being asleep because it's still to the casual moviegoer, it'll still put like in their mind like, oh no, is he gonna be okay? Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, Pedro?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, definitely. And they're gonna probably definitely go forward with the whole broship between him and Oscar Isaac.
Oh yeah, Poe Dameron, which
Yeah.
actually is the next shot.
The next shot is
We see Poe Dameron running with BB-8 that we
Mhm.
mentioned earlier. And how about that though? When you see the X-wing there in the
Yeah.
hangar and the explosion,
yeah.
Mm.
The
Like-
explosion behind it, you can tell it's inside of a hangar, inside of a ship that's in space. Because if you look at the hangar, it's definitely one of the ship hangars, because it's one of the curved hangars from like the original trilogy.
yeah.
and it's just blackness outside. So
dude,
it's
like
obviously
just
space.
this trailer, even though like we don't see a whole lot plot wise, just the set pieces that we're seeing. Like obviously now that I see the AT-ATs in the background of that one shot, and then we have this shot of the hangar.
Yeah,
there are some awesome set pieces in this.
And I do want to talk about in this shot. This is the first shot where we see the A-wings, the new A-wings. This is the front of an A-wing, and this is the back of an A-wing.
Nice.
In the shot. This is the first shot where we actually get to see the New Republic A-wings.
Yeah, that should be definitely cool. Yeah. So, yeah, that should be interesting. What else do we have after that?
And then obviously we
get the token shot like we had in the Force Awakens trailer. You get the Millennium Falcon coming through with the TIE fighter shooting at it. Then you get
Rey running into battle, which is a really cool shot.
She has the lightsaber out too.
Yeah, which is.
And now here's the thing: she's sort of running angry.
Yeah.
Which does add fuel to the fire of your theories.
Yeah.
Of Luke biting it. I still personally don't think he will in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that cut. How you go from Rey running either away, but I don't think it's away because she has her lightsaber out. I think she's running to. I think she's running towards something.
Based on screen direction, because she's running toward Kylo by the way they're facing.
Yes, I was about to bring that up. You have Rey running.
She's running right to left.
Right to left, and then you get the shot of Kylo
defending
facing
himself
the opposite way with the lightsaber out towards the screen.
Yeah.
Which is an awesome shot in of itself, but it shows that sort of clash between the two still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. I can't.
And just that little twist he does right there.
Yeah.
Right at the end of that
little tiny twist.
That little twist where you then see the handles of the lightsaber, which I'm really happy he still has that lightsaber, because a lot of people were thinking that he'd get a new lightsaber because in End of the Force Awakens it sort of like snaps because of Rey's lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the kyber crystal that forced the lightsaber to be that way.
Yeah.
So as long as it's still the same crystal, it would make sense why the lightsaber's that way. And it is such a cool design.
Hardcore. I'm still basing my opinion of that kyber crystal on the theory that it's Darth Vader's crystal.
Yeah, out of the Death Star explosion.
That's headcanon for me.
Or a new theory that I actually thought is I'm sure other people have too. I'm not like going to take credit for being the first person to think of this.
Yeah.
But the Rogue One, Jyn, she has that kyber crystal necklace, and then obviously you have the explosion there,
and
and she still has it on. So you could argue that could also be the cracked kyber crystal. It'd be a lot cooler if it was Vader's, though.
Oh yeah, because
definitely a lot cooler.
Yeah, definitely. The next shot is the really cool shot where we finally get to see when Luke puts his hand on R2. And in the Force Awakens teaser, we finally get to see what he's looking at.
Yeah, it looks like a flashback. I don't think
it is a flashback. It's the burning of the school when he
has the hood on.
Yeah.
Like obviously you see Luke there with the hood on that you do also see in the Force Awakens when he sort of puts his hand on R2.
Yeah,
and it's just really cool. Like that's just an awesome shot to see them standing there.
And then the next shot you see after this is Phasma. The marching shot of Phasma coming out of the Which this shot is not the same shot as the last one. This shot is different because if you look at the floor, it's not. This isn't the Academy floor. This is the floor of a hangar. So this is probably the hangar that got bombed.
This is probably the hangar that got bombed with Poe running, and then they come out
because we all knew that Phasma was going to come back.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Thankfully,
they definitely underutilized her in Force Awakens. But just look at that shot. Look at the shadows casted behind her through the smoke.
Like I said before, This movie feels like it's going to be the most stylized, besides like the Irvin Kershner Empire Strikes Back. I think this one's going to be the most stylized of any of the Star Wars films because it just feels like Rian Johnson.
It feels like Rian Johnson. It also feels like The Force Awakens. Like it's not as big of a departure.
Yeah.
Where it's like this doesn't even feel like the same tone of movie.
Right.
You can definitely tell it's a sequel. You can tell it's in the same universe.
Right.
But just with a little bit more flair on it.
Exactly.
But enough that it doesn't overtake.
Right.
So it doesn't feel. It still feels like Star Wars. It still feels like The Force Awakens.
I agree.
But just that little extra flair on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that less lens flare.
Yeah.
All right, and the next one is we get our first big space battle in the new trilogy.
Yep. This could be a continuation of the hangar blowing up.
Yeah.
Or it could be before the hangar blowing up. We don't really know, but I think it's definitely involved in that. Laura Dern, she's in this movie. Everything I'm hearing is that she's going to be like a general on one of the ships.
I believe it. That would probably be a really good role.
Yeah,
for
I
her.
think she's going to be Resistance, is from what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So this could be her ship there fending off the Empire.
Right. And then the next shot right after this is obviously more battle shots, and then it's the shot of Luke in the cave where
The
he
money
says
shot.
it's time for the Jedi to end.
Yep, and honestly, if the teaser they released was that, I'm still 100% satisfied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's the money shot.
Yeah, that's
then
it.
obviously you get title card come up.
Title card and then December. So let's since we talked about everything else, let's get right into the final bit of that trailer. What do you guys think Luke means when he says it's time for the Jedi to end?
I feel. Do you want to go first, Pedro?
I mean, so much you can really take from that. I mean, because technically speaking, yeah, he is the last Jedi, and I don't know if he's really truly trying to train Rey to be a Jedi, if he wants the Jedi to end. I mean, so yeah, the whole theory goes like, could Rey be a gray Jedi? You know, trying to make whole balance of the whole thing, or is he truly trying to end like the whole Sith and Jedi thing? You know, I don't know. It's very hard to like think about what could potentially happen. It'd be interesting to see if, you know, they do future movies without any lightsaber fights. But honestly, who wants to go into a Star Wars movie without that
I feel
happening?
that even without having a clear-cut Jedi Sith, you can still have lightsaber fights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
true.
I mean, they have lightsaber fights in Rebels, and they're not technically Jedi.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, can we all agree that the Last Jedi is Luke? Like let's just all
they
agree with-
actually did confirm that.
Yeah, The Last
Ryan
Jedi is
Johnson just said recently that it's not plural, it's singular. It's
Yeah.
Luke
Aha.
Skywalker.
It is Luke Skywalker.
As it says in the Force Awakens opening crawl.
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker, the last Jedi, it's Luke. And I know they're not canon anymore, but in the extended universe novels that take place after Return of the Jedi, Luke he doesn't fully he might fully become a Grey Jedi at some point. I actually I'm not positive on that.
Yeah.
But I do know that he does at some point study the dark side and realize that the light and dark have to work together, which is they have to sort of coexist together. Like, you
It's
can't
a
have
very-
one without the other. It's a very Grey Jedi mentality.
It's a very prevalent theme throughout these movies too.
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
absolutely.
especially in the Rebels, like if you watch Rebels, they make a lot of references to like the grayness of the Force more
Yeah.
so than it being a light
Which
and a
does
dark.
add fuel to the fire that Luke could be the one going Grey Jedi, and you can have Rey be light, Kylo be dark, because that's just the way it works.
Right.
But overall, I do feel like he is teaching Rey to be the balance, not light side or dark side, but a balance of both.
Right.
And you can, even if you have dark side in you, you can still do good and be on the good side of
Right.
things, which I think will be a big theme in this movie throughout.
So me and Travis were right that it was not plural.
What?
I remember a while ago when we were talking about whether or not The Last Jedi was plural or not. Me and you both had the theory that we thought it was not plural, because if it was plural, we thought it would have been The Last of the Jedi.
Yeah. I agree.
So we were right now. We were right then, and we're going to be right when Luke dies. So
You guys
but you need to be hoping that you're wrong, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. I
I
hope
guess.
that I'm
you
wrong.
shouldn't want Luke to die to win a
Right.
bet.
I just know he's gonna die.
I still firmly believe he will not.
I firmly believe he will.
Listen, if I like, obviously,
Just like Yoda dying in Empire.
look. Spoiler alert for Force Awakens if you haven't seen it yet. But I don't know
Why
why you'd
are
be
you
watching
here?
the Last Jedi
Yeah,
trailer.
Luke doesn't die
Luke's barely
in
in
Force
it.
Awakens.
Han Solo dies in The Force Awakens. Okay, we know that. They confirmed we're not getting any Carrie Fisher or Princess Leia in Episode 9.
Yeah.
They're not going to do Episode 9 with no members of the original trilogy. If Luke dies, it will be in Episode 9. I can't see them doing it. I can't see them killing him off.
I can see
before that, you know, because it's the Skywalker saga, and if they
No,
want,
they're gonna bring in Lando for the last one.
if they want, Lando's the Grey Jedi. Look, if they want to sort of wrap up the Skywalker saga, because we don't know, Rey could still be a Skywalker. We don't know. Okay,
I mean, she's
Yeah.
probably a Skywalker.
she very well could be. We don't know. But if they want to wrap up the Skywalker saga, they're not going to do it in Episode 8.
Yeah.
They're going to do it at 9. They're going to do it at the end of the trilogy. I firmly believe that Luke. I think they might tease you. I think they might make you think, oh, here it is. Kylo's going to kill him like he killed Han Solo. But Rey comes to the rescue. I do not see Luke Skywalker dying in this movie. I feel like they are purposefully trying to tease you that he will. And to me, it's sort of a little bit too much. It's like when someone really goes overboard bragging about something,
Yeah.
and they just go so overboard that you're like, all right, now I don't believe that any of this happened. they're teasing it too much, and so that's why I firmly believe that he will not die in episode 8.
I totally,
Maybe 9, but not 8.
I think he's gonna die in Episode 8, and I think it's gonna be an homage to Yoda. They're gonna kill him off because of the homage to Yoda, because he's the new Yoda.
Yeah, but they're not going to come off like Yoda. Luke is not going to die of old age.
Yeah.
If he dies, that's not how Luke's going to die.
Right, he's not gonna die of old age, but I'm just saying that they're gonna kill him off in.
If Luke
Empire Strikes Back
dies,
of-
it will
of
be
the new
more
trilogy.
in line of how Obi-Wan died.
Yeah, I agree.
Where he
So
just disappears in thin air.
No, but it will be someone else killing him or
Yeah.
him allowing himself to be killed. It won't just be like there is another and then vaporizing. That's not going to be how Luke Skywalker dies. Luke Skywalker's going down in a fight.
written and directed by George Lucas.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I.
Wait a minute, Yoda doesn't even die in Empire. He
No,
dies
he
in
dies
Return
in
of the
Jedi.
Jedi.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So you literally just argued against your own theory.
That's true. That is true. That was a mistake on my part. Wow.
Once I said that, I'm like, wait a
There
minute,
is
that's
another-
in Return of the Jedi.
You know, it would
Yeah.
have been hilarious if, like, this whole, like, at the end of The Last Jedi, like, everybody's like, oh my god, this movie was
I
amazing.
mean, to be
And
fair,
then-
Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back kind of the beginning of Return and the end of Empire kind of blended together for me. So.
But imagine if, like, by the end of The Last Jedi, everybody says, yeah, everybody's claiming this was such a great movie, and then it comes out written and directed by George Lucas, like, ha, you motherfuckers thought I couldn't make a good movie again.
Gotcha. Ryan Johnson doesn't even exist. I directed Brick and Looper too.
Whoa! Holy crap, George Lucas! I would bow down to him.
I would just be like, that was the greatest prank ever. He created an identity just to prove that he was not incompetent.
That's amazing. So yeah, all right. So why don't we get into our predictions?
Yeah, just really quick.
These are just episode 8 predictions. This has nothing to do with episode 9. If you want to predict episode 9 as well,
all right.
totally
I'll let
but-
Travis go first because he was
Yeah.
really the one that wanted to spearhead the prediction thing here.
Yeah. So episode 8, I really don't have much for episode 8. I think it's going to be mostly just Rey's story of her becoming whatever it is she's becoming, Grey Jedi, whatever she's becoming. It's going to be her story of her really coming to fruition, becoming what her destiny is. And I think most of the movie is basically going to be backstory about Luke and backstory about Rey. And then the ending, really Kylo is going to be the driving force here, because I think Kylo is going to be the driving force, like the main villain of the entire thing, where it's really it's really Rey versus Kylo.
It's the same dynamic that you had with Vader and Palpatine with Kylo and Snoke. While we know Snoke is the one in charge,
Yeah.
the one that we're gonna see is Kylo.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the one.
It's very much gonna be
in the forefront, the infantry.
It's very much going to be Rey versus Kylo up until the end. Now for episode 9, I think that's going to change. I think that's going to 100% do a total 180. I'm only going to predict episode 9 now because I'm like 95% certain this is how they're going to end it. I don't really want them to end it this way. I'd like to see them really surprise me, but I think that the way they're going to end it is basically it's just episode 9 is going to focus more on Kylo. It's going to be Kylo's story, and it's going to be a redemption story for Kylo. And basically, it's going to be the ending is just going to be Kylo and Rey working together, the light and the dark working together to defeat the evil, which is Snoke. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be Rey and Kylo coming together and putting aside their differences, coming together to defeat the evil. And that's how the teachings are going to come into play, because Kylo will be a master of the dark, Rey will be a master of the light, and they will teach their students, the way, basically the way of the Force, which is the full balanced Force.
Yeah.
That's how I think they're going.
I disagree. I feel it's a little bit too obvious. I really feel like Kylo's not going to have any sort of redemption, because I feel like it'll be too close to Darth Vader. And while, yeah, he does
Yeah.
idolize Darth Vader and everything, it's something that, listen, like, people, when they saw Force Awakens, there were a lot of people pissed off. Like, it's the same storyline as A New Hope. If they do the same thing where Kylo turns, kills Snoke, and dies a hero, or even goes on and continues to teach with Rey, people will be like, well, it's just the same story again. Like, how lazy is that? And I feel like with Force Awakens, they really tease that then. They really tease, like, I can still feel the light in him. And you see Kylo struggling, which is something we never saw from Vader.
Right.
We never saw Vader struggling with the pull to the light side like we saw with Kylo. So I felt like when he killed Han, that was really him fully committing to the dark side.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's how he's going to go down at the end of it. I feel like he will be dark side. I would not be shocked if Kylo kills Snoke and takes the power.
Right.
I will not be shocked at all if he kills Snoke for the sole purpose of him wanting to be the leader and him being full evil at that point. I would think that that's more likely than him and Rey.
Cool.
I think that's
opposed
more
to
likely than him and Rey.
I personally think that I think that it'd be cooler if they did it that way, but I don't think they're gonna do it that way. I think that they're gonna take the easy route, honestly.
I don't know. I hope they don't. I know Rian Johnson said that episode 8 and 9 they're doing stuff they have not done before.
Yeah.
And taking it in a new direction.
Here's two really cool theories that I heard recently that I would like to be true. If one of these is true. The first theory is that the reason Luke actually went into hiding is because he's the one who killed the Jedi, and that's why he says it's time for the Jedi to end, because he's the one who killed all the students, because he realized that the Jedi way was wrong and he was teaching them wrong.
That's not Luke Skywalker, though.
Yeah, I know. I understand that.
He's not his dad. He's not going to murder children.
I'm just saying. That's what happened. This is a theory that I was told, that he kills them, and Kylo actually gets away and puts Rey on that planet to protect her from Luke. And that's what
I did hear that theory.
Yeah.
But I heard it the other way around, where sort of Kylo and the Knights of Ren do kill the other students, and then one of the Knights of Ren goes to kill Rey, and that's where, in the sort of vision that Rey has in The Force Awakens, you see a Knight of Ren take a red lightsaber through the back, and Kylo standing. Mm-hmm. So Kylo killed one of his own men, and I think that was to then protect Rey and sort of be like, no, you don't touch her, and then he sent her there. Right. Because the only other time that we see a ship look like the one that dropped her off, it was an Empire ship. It was a First Order ship. So that is something that I think they could bring into it, but I feel like they would have had more hints in sort of The Force Awakens that Kylo knew who she was, because he wouldn't have been like, oh, so you're the girl they've been telling me about. Feel like they would have, they wouldn't have come out and said it, but he wouldn't have said that line if he recognized her. So, while that is a very interesting theory, I just feel like they won't go that route. Really quick, I just have a couple predictions for Last Jedi to make mine here.
Yeah.
I do agree. Rey is obviously going to be the focal point of the film. I feel like she's going to be on the island for literally the entirety of the film.
I disagree with that. I think it's going to be the first half.
I feel entirety of the film she's on the island. I say she's training for the first half. Second act is where she's learning about everything. Yeah. Third act, fight at the island. Which brings me to my next point. While she will be the focal point of the film, I feel like the driving point of the story, it won't be Kylo. I feel like it'll be a combination of Poe and Finn. I feel like that big space battle storyline against the First Order is really going to be the driving story here. And while we will get more Rey flashing back and forth, like we did with Empire, because in Empire, Luke was still the focal point of the film, but the driving point of the story was Han Solo and Leia. Yeah. Going from Hoth to Cloud City. That doesn't make sense. And so I feel like we'll sort of get that more thing with that. And then I feel third act, I feel Kylo shows up at the island. You have this big, awesome fight. Luke's about to die. Luke doesn't die. Rey and Luke barely escape. If you look at the footage of her running, it looks like she's still on the island. Yeah, it does. So. And I feel it's dusk. I feel that's on purpose. I feel that is third act. I feel that is big battle at the island. Mm-hmm. And I feel like while Luke and Rey both do make it out alive, I feel that this is an emphatic win for Darkseid. Right. I felt like the end of Force Awakens maybe made Kylo look a little bit weak. Mm-hmm. And since I believe they are going to build him up as the big bad in Episode 9, I feel like they need to give him an emphatic win here to show he is a lot stronger now after he's completed his training. Right. And Rey can't take him right now. So that's why they leave. And it is kind of similar to Empire in that regard, but I feel like it's different enough that people won't really be pissed off about it, sort of like copying, because it is different enough. But I do feel driving point is the big space battle and shit going on in space with Poe and Finn.
I would like to see that. That would be cool.
That's just the way I think it's gonna go. Pedro, do you have anything else to add that you might think is gonna go down differently, or did you agree with either one of ours?
I think I after hearing your predictions, I have to lean towards more what Zach has been saying, because honestly, you explaining all that, I could see the whole movie in my head, and I can obviously see that honestly being 100%, almost 100% guaranteed that that's what can happen, because it makes too much sense. You know what I mean? So, and one thing I think that we'll also be getting is the obviously who are Rey's parents, and I think that we will probably find out that I'm still leaning towards that she is still a descendant of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So, hopefully
It
we
would be a
get
very
that.
cool 180 to have.
Yeah,
Sort of
That would be a Kenobi
Obi-Wan
story.
Kenobi train two Skywalkers, and then have a Skywalker train
A Kenobi.
a Kenobi.
yeah, I think that would be
a really
cool.
cool turn. Obviously, there's still a possibility she's a Skywalker.
Yeah,
We did a whole podcast on theories.
Yeah,
about who
seriously.
parents
Yeah.
could be. So we should link that one in the description.
Yeah, if you guys want to hear any of our Star Wars theories on what we think might happen in the future, I'll leave a link in the description box below for you guys to check out.
Yeah, we did Rey's parentage.
Who is Snoke?
Who's Snoke, and a whole bunch of Kylo stuff too.
Yeah.
So, final point, final theory.
But Pedro, were you done with your prediction?
Yeah, were you done with
here?
yours?
I was gonna say last thing. I was like, there also could be a possibility where that Rey could end up potentially going to the dark side and being a Sith, in Episode 9.
It would be interesting, to say the least, if they totally switched it out where Kylo has his redemption story and Rey becomes the villain.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Which kind of follows in the theory of Luke being
I
evil.
do feel that by the end of this movie, Luke and Rey will have a falling out. I feel they're not going to be buddy at the end of this.
Right.
I feel like something's going to happen where she's going to turn, and it's going to leave it open-ended, like, oh, is she going to turn to the dark side? And that's where I feel like in Episode 9, you'll see, nope, she's in the middle. She's Grey Jedi, but she knows what to do at this point, for the good of the galaxy, she knows what to do, the right thing. But I feel like her and Luke aren't going to be buddy at the end of this movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Whether that's because of animosity, because maybe she is Luke's daughter and Luke did drop her off and just sort of abandon her. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's something else. I don't know. But I feel like by the end of this, they aren't going to be on the clear-cut same side. So it's going to leave an open question like, oh, man, was it enough to turn her?
Mhm.
Like, can Snow get inside of her head now? Maybe she gets captured at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Maybe Luke, like I said, I feel like Darkseid will win, but Luke and Rey will survive. Maybe Luke escapes and Rey is captured at the end of the movie.
Maybe
And you
Snoke is
think-
just killed at the beginning of the film.
I don't think that'll
Oh
happen.
my god.
I don't think that'll happen. but,
Literally opening credits, like the opening
it's
crawl.
before the crawl.
Yeah.
even. It's before the crawl.
His heart just
No,
stops.
no. The crawl happens. It pans down to the planet, and you just see a red lightsaber go through Snoke's chest.
Yeah, it's gonna be like this gray brown planet, and then it's just gonna fade in, and you're gonna realize it's not a planet; it's actually Snoke's head, and then it's just gonna get cut off.
Oh my god.
No, but yeah, I do feel like actually now the more I think about it, I do sort of think that maybe Rey will get captured at the end of this, and it'll sort of make you think like, oh man, can't Snoke get in her head and turn her? I feel like it'll leave that open ended going into Episode 9, but I feel like end of the day, Episode 9, she will not be a full on Sith.
Mhm.
She'll probably, if anything, go Grey Jedi.
All right. Final thing. Do you guys believe the theory that that Kylo is actually a double agent working for the Jedi, and he kills Han Solo to convince Snoke that he's on his side,
No.
when really Han Solo was in on the whole thing the entire time?
Nope. I'll tell you one reason why. Okay, and one simple reason. You could argue that he killed Han Solo and Han Solo was in on it. That's something that could be written. Okay, but the beginning of the movie, Captain Phasma asks Kylo what to do with the villagers, and he says, "Kill them all."
Yeah.
That is cold-hearted. That is not trying. That is not trying to blend in. That is being evil.
Right.
Okay, so that is fully on. And Kylo, you see him talking to Vader's helmet with no one else in the room.
Right.
No one else is in the room. There's no one listening. Why would he have this contemplation like, I want to feel the dark side? I feel the pull to the light. Like, he wouldn't be saying that. He's talking to himself at that point.
There's nobody for him to prove.
There's no one around to prove exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel like because of those two really main things, plus you have him fighting Finn at the end going, traitor!
And plus because the theory is, like, so outlandish.
It's so outlandish. It's not true at all.
Yeah.
And those are really the three main points that I would make to disprove that.
Yeah.
All right, so would you guys say that wraps up Carillion Committee?
Yeah, I think we pretty much covered everything.
So. I feel like I had one more thing to say. I don't remember what it was now, though.
All right, well, if you have anything to say, we'll probably talk about it next time. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed what we had to discuss with Battlefront 2 and The Last Jedi teaser trailer. We really did do a full breakdown on that trailer, and I really hope you guys enjoyed our thoughts and our predictions. Let us know what you guys might think will happen in Episode 9 or Episode 8 in the comment section below. Let us know what you guys think and feel about what you guys were presented with this trailer. And next time on Carillion Committee, we're going to be doing like a full discussion on what was presented at Star Wars Celebration, which was in Orlando, which is very unfortunate because I live like 30 minutes from Orlando, so
just that you sort of mentioned that there, that it's exciting. We get Carillion Committee 2 weeks in a row. First time we've had it on back-to-back weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so next week,
Also, I do want to do one more quick thing here before we end. I do want to have a quick special game of Can Travis Spell That? Travis, can you spell Carillion?
Carillion? Corellian.
Holy shit.
All right, now spell committee. Spell committee.
Spell committee.
Oh man, that's
if
even
you
harder.
miss committee and you get Carillion.
I might miss committee because I'm not. I can't remember if there's one M or two M's. I believe there's two M's. COMMITTEE.
And he got it right.
God damn it.
God, it is uncanny. It's crazy. One of these days, one of these podcasts or Carillion Committee, I'm gonna stump him.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
It's probably gonna be on Carillion Committee because I'm gonna find the most outlandish Star Wars word ever. It's gonna be like a random thing from like Knights of the Old Republic with like no vowels in it, and I'll be like, "How do you spell this?"
How do you spell Rakshi?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, but God. Good job, Travis. You continue your perfect record of being able to spell whatever I throw at you.
Damn.
I'm a very good speller. I took an IQ test today. Said I had an IQ of 85. I was like, that's really low.
Well, he's also dyslexic, so it's probably 58.
Yeah. I thought you were the dyslexic
one. I am the dyslexic one.
Oh my God.
My IQ was 95. Wait.
All right, guys. Well, remember to subscribe, comment, like, thumbs up. Do whatever you guys can to support this channel. Make sure to stay tuned for our other weekly shows, Real Talk, which is every Wednesday where we talk nothing but movies. We recently just talked about the Fate of the Furious. And make sure to stay tuned for our other weekly show, which is every Saturday, Netflix and channel, where we review Making a Murderer. Check out our thoughts on that. And yeah, guys, we will see you next time in our next video. May the Force be with you.